Hello everybody, this is Gregory with how I lost over 100 pounds and kept it off for 30 plus years, where there should be no hesitance in your weight loss and maintenance. Today we're going to talk about 10 ways to stymie stress eating. Now before we begin, if you need help with weight loss, contact me through the Clarity FM link found here in the episode notes. Also check out the links to my website, which has tons of articles and recipes, my podcast, my books, and if you appreciate my content, there's 3 ways you can help. The easiest is just hit the like button, the notification button, and if you really like my content, make a donation via the PayPal link. All right, this is a very germane topic because people who are overweight have a history of stress eating. They have a disordered relationship with food. I chronicle my own in my childhood in the Confessions of an Obese Child series, so I'm not judging you at all. This is something that is quite pervasive with obese people. So I'm just going to give you 10 tips on how to avoid stress eating, and these are no particular order. Number 1 is avoid food porn. We have an episode on what food porn is. So food porn is not getting in a hot tub and pouring chocolate syrup all over you. It's the manipulation by fast food companies to have commercials where they make the pizza look really cheesy or the Blizzard ice cream zoom in and make it really look tantalizing because it's supposed to elicit a response, and that response is for you to get up and go get that food. So as I mentioned in that episode, only watch streaming stuff or really understand that you're getting manipulated every time you watch food porn, or at the least, just close your eyes during commercials. Number 2, have foods around the house that fill you up. Because think about it, if you're full, you're less likely to eat. Now, look, let me tell you, I've had my history, and I talk about it in the upcoming series, Reflections of a Weight Loss Warrior, where I could scarf down 8 bean burritos and 3 Big Macs, and I wasn't hungry. But in general, if you have, let's say, avocado around in the house, high percentage dark chocolate, meat fills you up, right? Everybody can eat an entire box of cereal. Nobody can eat a gigantic T-bone steak like on the cartoons. So having food around the house that is healthy but filling is a good thing to have around the house because you're less likely to go out and binge eat if you have something that's filling, like let's say you can eat a bunch of guacamole. Number 3 is when you're feeling the need to stress eat, get it out. Purge, cathartic. Now, I'm not saying vomiting, I mean like journal. Journal it out. Having a journal when you're trying to lose weight is great because you can articulate in the written form the things that you're feeling. So you journal out. Connected to that, number 4 would be have an accountability partner. We have an episode on the pros and cons of an accountability partner. But having someone you can talk to, whether it be your spouse, which I don't recommend, but whoever it is, you call them up, you just talk, I'm feeling this, I want to do this, but I know I shouldn't, I want to get a bunch of cheesecakes from Cheesecake Factory, Uber Eats it, whatever. Talk to somebody about it. That helps quite a bit. Number 5 is exercise. Lots of times when you're having this anxiety to stress eat, you can redirect it. One of the things you can redirect it to is exercise, whether it be going to run or taking a long walk or doing 100 jumping jacks. Sometimes it just requires you to redirect it. Another redirect is go have sex. If you have somebody to go have sex with, in the confines of marriage, of course, because I'm not going to endorse fornicating here, go have sex, right? Because sex, again, is going to be a cathartic act. It relaxes you. It releases things, just like the endorphins you get after you exercise. It's the same thing. Once you have sex or you exercise, you're going to have those feelings where the stress goes away. So if you can have sex, have sex. What else? Distract yourself in general. Find ways to distract yourself. If you have kids, go, hey, let's go play outside, or hey, let's go do this. Let's go build a fort with the couch cushions. Just distract yourself with some action. The worst thing to do is be alone in the house, sedentary, right? Because what's the old saying? Idle hands is the work of the devil, the workshop of the devil, right? If you have nothing to do, you're more likely just to sit and eat and watch TV. What else? Very important. Understand that eating, the stress eating, isn't going to make you feel better. It's not going to make you feel better. We know it's going to make you feel worse, and you're more likely to self-loathe. Therefore, you're more likely to what? Go eat more the next day. That's the problem with disordered eating, is you need to detach and realize, okay, Bob, if I'm eating this gallon of ice cream, it's not going to make me feel better. It might make the stress go away for those first 2-3 bites, because you know how disordered eating is and binge eating is. That first bite is blissful. The second bite's okay. The third bite's all right. And then each bite gets worse and worse, and then you just self-loathe. So step back and realize before you get in that drive-through or before you get all the junk food at the supermarket in your checkout counter, realize that this isn't going to make me feel better. Just the same thing you say about drinking and any addiction. This isn't going to make me feel better. Number 9, build momentum. Every day that you're able to resist stress eating is a day that you can build momentum. It's been 10 days, it's been 12 days, it's been 2 days, whatever it is. Build that momentum, because like with weight loss, when you start losing the weight, you feel good, you build momentum, you're happy, and it's the same thing here. Build that momentum. And number 10, the most important thing, as I mentioned in the number 1 episode, the number 1 thing you must do to lose weight and keep it off is you got to change your paradigm, right? If you're still having disordered eating, that means you haven't done the deep work to figure out why you have disordered eating. And once you figure out why you have disordered eating, then you can do the steps to break the cycle. But because you're still stress eating, especially if you're stress binge eating, all the things I mentioned are kind of like there's a hole in the boat, let's plug up the hole and let's bail out the water, but water is still going to be coming in one way, shape, or form. So once you do the deep work, once you do that, and you figure out what's causing it, and you break that cycle, break that chain, then all this becomes so much easier. But that's the key, is you got to do the deep work. And people either lack the introspection, they lack the intelligence, they're in massive denial, because sometimes, why do you have disordered eating? Maybe because you were physically or sexually abused as a young kid, and you turned to food because that was the only thing you could turn to. So it's uncomfortable to talk about it or to broach it. But you got to do the deep work, whether with therapy or pastor or whatever it is. Figure it out, and that's when you cut it off at its knees, and then your future is so much easier when it comes to weight loss and weight maintenance. Guys, post in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Please hit the notification, subscribe, and share button. Until next time, take care. God bless and pray.